My son is married to a British girl now. They live in London, and we have a little English granddaughter of 5 years of age. And we chat to them about it, and I always said, I wish I was given the opportunity to have kept my British citizenship, because I was born a British subject when Newfoundland was its own independent dominion of the British Empire. And I thought it would be neat, if they had left people the choice and say, as you grow older, you can have both Canada and British citizenship, and if you want to change it or don't renew it, fine. But I always thought, and I said to my son, the next time I go to the airport in London, I'm going to say that. He said, Dad, don't say it, because you won't get on your plane. So that's when I thought it would, why not? It would have been neat if those of us who were born before Confederation could have kept the dual citizenship, but it didn't happen. When we changed over, we automatically lost the British citizenship and became Canadian. I joined the Canadian Armed Forces when I was young, at 17, and that's when I really started thinking about Newfoundland and how important it was in my life. And I started getting really interested in the history, because there would be a lot of people ask me questions when I was in the military. Everyone wanted to know about Newfoundland. As soon as you say, I'm a Newfoundlander or I'm from Newfoundland, people would come over and start asking all kinds of questions. So I got really interested. There was approximately 1,700 Newfoundlanders who lost their lives during the First World War. And they were from all over Newfoundland and Labrador, every small outport, places like St. John's, but they were from everywhere, and they were our youth. But you have to be careful in history, because you often hear the term, we lost our brightest and best. Personally, in my opinion, I don't think that's kind of fair, because what about all the boys who came home? Were they not the brightest and the best? And when I studied, I looked at the Veteran magazine at the time, and this was mostly written by members who served, with the Newfoundlanders in the Navy, Army during that time. And if you look at how they wrote and what they said and the poetry, so we have to be careful by saying that we lost our brightest and the best. We lost surely a number of our brightest and best, but there was also boys who came back home, and they had to live with that, losing their comrades in France, and they suffered greatly from what we refer to today as post-traumatic stress, but they called it shell shock then. And so they came home, and the challenges to them must have been phenomenal. And then there was the parents who lost their sons, or their sons came home, but in my mind, their injuries, I almost say they left the best part of themselves in the battlefields of Gallipoli, France, and Belgium. They came home with this post-traumatic stress, and some died and had problems. So it was a horrific time for us. So that was part of the whole thing. And you mentioned about the cost, and that was a lot of it to do with the cost of war. And Newfoundland was one of the first, or one of the dominions who actually paid back their bills, and that cost us a lot of problems and put us in debt. And then unfortunately, with the economy and the depression, things like that. So there were, in my mind, again, it's just my opinion, there were a number of things that caused us to happen what did happen. And it was pretty heavy stuff then. As emotionally as I would like to feel, I wonder what we would have been like. Could we have stayed our own dominion? But I think in all seriousness, if you look at where we had been, the depression, the economy, where we were out in the North Atlantic, that's one of our hardest things that we have, our geographic location. So I think, I won't say we were doomed to fail, but I think the best thing we could have done was, and is, and it shows today, join Canada, because as much as a traditionalist and emotional Newfoundlander that I am and proud, that I accentuate all those uniquenesses, but Canada was probably the greatest move we could ever make, and it's shown today with how we are and where we stand in the world. And each month gets bigger, and we learn more things about Newfoundland and how important our resources are. By emotion, I guess you'd call it a Newfoundlander first and been born one. But if you look at what we gained and become part of the best place in the world to live today, in my opinion, it is Canada. So it's a very positive thing. But for us old stalwarts, I guess, there are things that I feel emotionally that, we lost in our traditions and culture, because culture is so important to us. And I think recently it has come out that Newfoundland, there was a study done, it's one of the most friendliest places in the world. But that's no surprise to me. I knew that all along. And that's why I didn't mind coming back home. My wife used to joke with me when I got out of the services after 3 years. She said, when you came back across the ferry, did you promise you weren't going back? Because sometimes she has trouble getting me to go different places. But I dearly love this place, and it's so unique. And we have to keep that culture and help our young people to learn about it. And the negative parts, there's lots of negativity that went with the mistakes. Let's learn by our mistakes, but let's never, ever stop celebrating the tremendous culture that Newfoundland and Labrador has, because it is so unique, and that's why people love to say what a unique place to visit. And, you know, we must try and respect one another's cultures and new cultures that are coming in with people who come here, like, you know, the Ukrainians and that. But let's do it together. And, you know, I kind of like see, as I'm talking to you now, in my mind, I can envisage a powwow with the Mi'kmaq out on the west coast, and then when they finished doing their dances, someone would pull out an accordion and sing an Irish song, and then a French fiddler from the French shore would come. Those are all so important for us to respect and keep those cultures, and let's go forward. Let's not forget about them. That's a really strong part of how I believe.